My wife divorced me, ran off on vacation with her lover, and thought she'd take half my money, but instead, she got served. You won't believe how it all turned out. Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today's story is absolutely insane. So sit back, grab a drink, and get ready, because this story gets crazier and more twisted with every minute. And hey, if you love real, intense, and mind-blowing stories you won't forget, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I post new ones every single day, and trust me, you do not want to miss what's coming next. Alright, let's get into it. Hi, I'm Caleb. I am 30. Most of my life, I knew a lot of my friends were around because as they liked to tease I was a trust fund kid. They buttered me up, assuming it'd bankroll wild trips and bottomless tabs, then vanished when they realized I wasn't that guy. Yes, my parents set up a large trust. I also know how hard they worked to build it. It didn't appear overnight, and one dumb mistake could be sunk my dad's company. So I worked my tail off every single day to grow what he started. Recently, I almost made that one dumb mistake. Her name was Brooke, love of my life, my wife, 28. In college I didn't date much. I'm not a fling guy, I date to marry. But once rumors about my family money spread, I started attracting exactly the wrong people. When folks think you've got cash, freeloaders line up. Sure, I spotted friends here and there and picked up a tab or two. Nothing crazy, nothing like people expect from a trust fund baby. I try to help within reason and be part of a community. I stayed friendly with everyone, but trusted almost no one. At graduation, I met Brooke. She didn't seem to know who I was. We clicked instantly, easy banter, zero pretense. We swapped numbers. For our first date I took her to a no-frills diner off campus. It was perfect. She didn't care it wasn't fancy, and I fell hard. She was fun, not try hard, just herself. Sharp, too. With her, I felt like a regular human, not a walking bank account. A month later, I introduced her to my parents. She didn't look shocked by anything and took my background in stride. I read that as a good sign, that the money didn't faze her. It never crossed my mind that her cool reaction might be part of a plan and that she already knew exactly who I was. I wasn't dating around, so winning me over could have been a strategy. Around my family, she was poised and charming. I was head over heels. She was the first woman I ever brought home, and my parents were thrilled. We dated a year. She refused expensive gifts. Her line, "We're not married yet." I proposed on our 1-year anniversary. She became my parents' favorite. She had one request, please never ask her to quit her job. She wanted to work and help grow the family wealth. My mom hugged her, said she was glad it found someone so supportive. Brooke worked in tech and earned well. On our 2nd anniversary, my parents threw a party and announced a gift. They wanted to add her as a beneficiary alongside me. They introduced her to Derek, the trust manager, a CPA from the firm handling the trust's legal and investment work. He was married. His wife Lauren was an attorney at the same firm. The paperwork got done. Brooke's name went on the beneficiary list. She fit in perfectly and always tried to make my parents proud. She also traveled a lot for work. Later I learned those trips were with her lover. At parties, she looked stunning. I can't count how many times I saw her tucked in a corner with Derek, laughing a little too loudly, blushing into her wine. Like an idiot blinded by love, I never suspected him. But they had been cheating the entire time. Looking back, Brooke's a pro. She treated all of us so well that suspecting her felt wrong. But she was biding her time. Almost 7 years into our marriage, my parents passed away 6 months apart. I buried myself in work because grieving while keeping the company stable was brutal. That's when Brooke finally showed her real face. After the funeral, she went cold. I figured she was grieving in her own way and gave her space. She never said a word about my parents or asked how I was doing. Weird, but I blamed myself for not being great at talking feelings. 2 weeks later I left work early to talk. I grabbed a bunch of sunflowers on the way home. I opened the door and almost bumped into Derek. I asked if he was there about trust business. Brooke walked out with 2 suitcases. Derek had luggage, too. She looked at me. Well, this was supposed to be quiet. I was going to leave a note. Then, yeah, I am leaving you. And yes, I am moving in with Derek after we get back from Santorini. Your parents made sure I've got plenty, so we're divorcing. Derek's filing too. Don't look at me like a lost puppy. I will take the flowers, thanks. Bye. They were gone before I could ask her to wait. Engine. Silence. Just like that, my wife of 7 years left. You know the phrase your world collapses in front of your eyes? That. For 2 days I didn't leave the house. Curtains closed. Leftovers and instant ramen. TV on because silence was terrifying. Didn't even want to shower. Day 3, the doorbell wouldn't stop. 10 minutes of ringing became pounding. A woman, I know you're in there. Open up. I am not leaving until we talk. I thought it was Brooke, then remembered she was in Greece with Derek. Fresh wave of grief. The pounding continued. I opened the door. A redhead in a business suit stared me down like she could bench press my soul. Your wife ran off with my husband, and you are sitting here like a doormat. That helps no one. Shower. 15 minutes. Living room. We have got work. When I didn't answer, she walked in, wrinkled her nose, and said, You reek. On my way to the bathroom I muttered, Okay, Mom. She called after me, heard that. I actually laughed. After the shower I felt human. The living room and kitchen were spotless. She introduced herself, Lauren, Derek's wife. She had tried reaching me at work for 2 days, no dice, so she came over. All business. Her story didn't seem real. Like me, she had suspected the affair until Derek walked out and said his assistant would grab the rest of his stuff. Her world imploded too, but she didn't wallow. She dug. She checked his laptop. Work files only, but his Facebook was open. She dove into messages and found the affair. Then she went full hawk. She tore through documents tied to my trust and was almost certain Derek had been skimming. Tiny amounts at first, then bigger as he got cocky because he had help from a beneficiary, Brooke. I wanted to believe she was wrong. She wasn't. She had receipts. And she planned to end them both. I hesitated. She said, I have a little girl. I am getting every cent I can from Derek and I am ending Brooke's little heist. You can sit it out if you want. I am here to warn you. She was determined and sharp. I knew I could trust her. We shook on it. While my ex vacationed in Santorini, we built a plan that would cost her dearly. They came back after 10 days. We waited for the call. Monday at work, Brooke rang, screaming, What the hell is going on? Derek says we've got problems. Where's my money? You mean my parents' money? The money Derek spent on gifts for you and probably that apartment. My attorney should have called. Also, meet Lauren, Derek's wife. She works at the firm too. I hung up before she could answer. After work, she was waiting outside. I headed for my car. She blocked me. I'd never seen her so rattled. She begged me to explain because Derek's panicked rant made no sense and she wanted the plain English version from me. I told her I'd heard about her divorce filing and she shouldn't expect a single dollar from me. Her face changed like a storm front. Panic. Watching it land gave me a guilty thrill. I still loved her, and it hurt to see someone you love fall apart, but I had to leave before she started working me. I walked away. She shouted, How could you do this to me? I wanted to yell back that I could ask her the same question. Instead, I drove off. In the rear view, she stood frozen. Meanwhile, Derek got fired. He was poisoning the firm's reputation. Word leaked, clients threatened to pull accounts. Firing him was damage control. Lauren tapped her attorney network and found a killer lawyer. She's confident she will win custody. I got the updates on my commute home and felt lighter for the first time. Back home, I wrote up what happened. Was I being too harsh? I didn't know. Update 1. A week passed. Thank you for the support. It helped when I felt lost. I saw a therapist. He said writing it out was healthy and that it's normal to grieve the person you lost, in my case, Brooke, so the heaviness made sense. Brooke called again, softer, voice hollow, like she'd been crying. She asked if I'd eaten. When I said no, she offered to come cook. I went silent. She took it as a yes and said she'd be there in 30. I found my voice. No, you won't. After everything, you want to play house. She begged, baby, it's bad, but we can talk. I snapped. You call what you did bad. It was cruel. Evil. I don't want to see your face. What is wrong with you? Then she told me to stop overacting. Switch flipped. Any guilt I had evaporated. I saw her clearly, a person who didn't regret a thing and would do it again. The call was a setup. She complained I was painting her like a gold digger, unfair because she had a job. I almost reminded her it paid off her student loans and that any peace she enjoyed came from my family. She said we needed to reconcile and I should drop the lawsuit because it was pointless. I asked, what about Derek? She said he was just a friend, that the affair added spice to her monotony, and that I'd been married to my job. She blamed our lack of passion and said instead of apologizing it'd suit her. I told her we could be talked or tried counseling. Cheating is never the solution. She doubled down about coming over. I hung up and called Lauren. She told me to invite Brooke. She'd come too. Play along, she said. Let's hear what she really wants. Lauren arrived first and told me to seat Brooke in the dining room. Brooke showed up dressed to kill. She kissed me and aimed for the bedroom. I stopped her and asked her to sit. She pouted. Why, babe? Don't you love me? Aren't you going to fight for us? That's when Lauren stepped out of the hallway. Brooke froze. What the hell? Lauren smiled. Nice to finally meet the woman sleeping with my cheating husband. Brooke spun on me. You moved on this fast. With her? After you ruined my life. We're drowning in debt, and now we won't get a cent from the trust. Someone leaked. Derek lost his job, and mine's on the line. You're selfish. Lauren, sugary sweet, debt. Like a joint loan. Did you help Derek move funds or what? Brooke snapped. Obviously I helped him. You think he could have pulled it off alone? I supported him from day one, unlike you, that's why he chose me. Lauren shot me a look. We are done here. I opened the door. Brooke stormed out, hurling curses. I turned to Lauren. What just happened? She tapped stop on a digital recorder and winked. We have a confession, Caleb. We are going to bury them. She admitted she leaked Derek's mess. I suspected as much. Game on. Update 2. Lauren sent the recording to Brooke's company with a clear memo. Someone who betrays the people who cared for her can't be trusted at work, and, given the chance, could siphon company funds too. She also knew a partner tied to a deal Brooke's team was chasing, an old friend. That friend suddenly pulled out, citing integrity concerns about certain team members. Brooke's boss panicked. To save the deal, they moved fast and fired the person responsible. Just like that, my ex was unemployed. Now both of them were jobless and neck-deep in debt. Lauren said Derek called nonstop. When she stopped picking up, he started texting. She told him to cut it out and blocked his number. I'll admit, watching the consequences land felt satisfying. My therapist joked Brooke could be a textbook narcissism case. First time I belly laughed in months. Oh, and Derek got arrested. Sounds like Brooke drained her savings to post bail. Good. Update 3. This morning, Lauren called, furious. At dawn, Derek showed up at her house, leaning on the doorbell. Drunk, abusive, the security camera caught everything. When she told him to leave, he tried to force the door. He left only when she threatened to call the cops. Worst of all, their daughter Harper woke up to the chaos. Divorce is already hard on kids. Watching your dad drunk, screaming, and trying to break in is a different level of trauma. Harper locked herself in her room. Lauren asked if I could come over so she could go to the station and file for a restraining order. No time to find a sitter. I told work to ping me only for emergencies and drove over. I knocked on Harper's door. No response. I picked the lock with a pin. The silence made me paranoid. Room empty. Then I saw movement. Harper was under the bed, eyes wide with fear. She stuttered, asking if I was her dad's friend and if he'd sent me. I knelt, introduced myself, said I was her mom's friend. She calmed a bit. She looked at the window and asked if her dad had left. I said yes, because her mom's a tigress who protects her cub. She cried and said she was scared he would hurt her mom. I promised I would not let that happen. It broke me, an innocent kid losing her father and seeing what kind of man he really is. I coaxed her out, put on her favorite Disney movie, heated lasagna, and fed her. When Lauren returned, Harper was asleep on my chest, and I was snoring into her favorite pillow. That night, when I tried to leave, Harper clung to my legs and begged me to stay, afraid Derek would come back. Explaining a restraining order to a little kid didn't make sense, so I stayed. We all slept. In the morning, Lauren made ridiculous pancakes, and I headed to work. Harper made me promise to stay again. Looks like I am on couch duty for a while. Lauren's searching for a good child therapist. I will update after the first hearing. Update 4. It's been a bit. First hearing's done. Even a legal dummy like me can tell Brooke and Derek are toast. The evidence is a sledgehammer. Courts move slow, but Lauren thinks 6 months tops. She's convinced both will do time. As for the divorces, neither gets a penny. Derek will owe child support. They've both tried to find work. No luck. I heard Derek picked up janitor shifts at a club. Outside the courthouse, we saw debt collectors rough him up. It's bleak. He saw Lauren on the steps, ran to her, and literally collapsed at her feet, begging her to take him back. Lauren's lawyer says the case is so clear-cut Derek probably won't even get supervised visitation. That's where we're at. If you are wondering whether there's more, maybe you think I will end up with Lauren. I don't know. It feels like it's headed that way, but life's messy. Either way, thanks for sticking to the end. If you like this, check out the other stories and hit subscribe for more. Good luck out there.